All right, welcome to episode 6 of Reality Rundown. I'm your host, Connor Nelson, along with my co-host, Christian Holman. I am currently in a hotel room, and Holman is currently where I normally am, so it's a little different, but we'll make it work.
It's nice to be in the big man's chair. Feels good.
So tonight was the veto. We had the veto, and honestly, it was kind of a standard episode, but we'll start to see some things like start getting to places where it's going to start getting mixed up. But this episode starts with Memphis and the DR talking about how Nicole didn't play in the safety comp, and how that's kind of why he threw her up on the block. Which that's kind of what he said last episode. So whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fair analysis. I mean, you tell someone you need to play for safety, they don't play for safety. They have the opportunity.
Especially when he didn't have that many people that he could have thrown up.
He's in an alliance of 6 people. One person that's not in the alliance has safety because of the safety suite. So 7 people instantly off. Himself is off. So 8 people have safety this week out of 15. And then there's just not many options. We lost you there, buddy. There we go.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, there's just not many options to choose from. And then there's 2 pretty easy picks. So why not throw them up?
That Christmas picked Ian to be safe when that was one of the people that he was thinking about putting up, and then that's just like, well, that's out of the door. So it kind of screwed David and Nicole, one of them, from going up. Really, that's about it for there. Danny
was pissed about his speech, which it seemed like everyone wasn't very happy about it. So
yeah, Danny is not happy with Memphis at all.
Yeah, everybody in the alliance is they think Memphis is Mr. Big Shot. So
yeah, 100%. Tyler and David, it shows them in the storage room how Tyler's like, dude, we got this. We'll win the veto. Like, Memphis thinks he's all that, but like he's old. He's not gonna win anything. Like, he might win this one, but we got the veto. We were definitely gonna win the veto. I'm gonna take you down, and we are gonna get him.
Yeah, and he definitely meant it too. You could tell he meant it. He was fired up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's about the most fired up I've seen Tyler in his 2 seasons.
Tyler's normally like all cool, relaxed.
Yeah, he's just a surfer dude, man.
Yeah,
and today he was.
Him and David, I think, are legit. Like, them 2 are to the end. I think with Tyler, David can survive, but I think Tyler really likes David and really wants to take him far.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Memphis going so hard on David is good for David so long as he survives this week.
Yeah. Yeah, if he needs to play it right, but if he does play it right, then I think it's definitely set him up well. And then David talks in the DR just about this, how like if he got emotional, started crying, like it just feels good to have someone have your back, and like talking about Tyler. So that again, reassurance that he definitely feels like him and Tyler are super close. I feel like he's closest to Tyler in the house, and that he's going to take him to the end if he can make it.
Yeah, I think so. That's the analysis that I personally see. I mean, it really only makes sense that. He has no one else. So if nothing else,
Bailey and Davon, but
which we haven't seen that on the on the show yet. So
yeah. Then we have Janelle talking to Nicole Anthony. This is kind of a big deal, like how they show this, because later on it's probably going to come more and more like showing kind of what's going on here. But she just talks about to Nicole, and it's just like, I didn't see this coming. I know you think me and Memphis are tight, but I'm completely blindsided. I didn't want it to I didn't want this to happen. I'm with you. I want you. I want to work with you. Like, I like you. I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think while Janelle may not have seen it coming, I don't know if she did or not. It's at least good for her to say she didn't see it coming. Distance yourself from the jerk,
Yeah, 100%. Janelle and Kaser go up and talk to Memphis, and just talking about how things went, just seeing like where his head is, and they're kind of pushing a backdoor like scenario, but you can tell like Memphis is not having it.
He was against it from the beginning. It would have been interesting to see had the veto fallen in a different place, if what he would have chosen to do and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, but definitely. Janelle's really pushing for Nicole Franzel to be put up. She's like, I don't like her. She's a snake. She's won, and Memphis was like, wait, she won? Like, I don't know if Memphis didn't know. Like, he had to have known. But
I think he's just trying to play dumb. I think he's just trying to be. I don't understand why you think she's a threat. She doesn't seem threatening to me personally, which is the same exact thing he was doing with his alliance. Goodness, my hair's messed up. But it's I think he's just trying to play dumb. He did something with his alliance saying, I just don't think they're a threat right now. But, you know.
Yeah. Janelle and Kaser also talk about how they know that Cody, Tyler, Nicole Franzel, and Danny are definitely working together because Janelle walked in on them talking, and how they're definitely doing something. And you can tell Memphis is like, crap, like she's on to us. And it's like funny because Memphis is like, he's on to us, but like Memphis isn't even part of that. Like they were doing that before Memphis had even said anything. So like Memphis, you're like, come on.
Yeah, Memphis.
He thinks he's way more involved than what he really is.
Yeah, Memphis messed up big time by just telling Cody. Like, even if
that's what I was about to get to.
Like, even if Cody doesn't go and tell everybody else, he still should not have told Cody.
No.
Just let that be quiet.
We get to that. Janelle and Kaser are like, please just let's keep this between us. No, they don't. They don't say that. But Cody comes up there after this, and Memphis is like, we got to keep this. You have to keep this between us. This is just me and you right here. And because Memphis thinks Cody's his ride or die, like he's going final two with Cody, whatever. But Cody clearly he's got other people that he's worrying about. He's not really concerned with Memphis that much. So Memphis completely tells him everything that Kaser and Janelle comes and talks to him. And clearly Cody's going to tell everybody in his alliance. Like he's very close to them. He's going to tell everything, and Memphis is going to be left out to dry.
Yeah, Memphis is he's going way too hard while trying to not go too hard. He's going way too hard.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's put himself in such a bad spot, which, I mean, he's bringing it on himself, so seems to me like he probably deserves it.
But yeah, Cody instantly runs, tells literally every single person, Danny, Tyler, and Nicole, how this happened and what he was saying about how they know that they're four are working together and how they want Nicole Franzel backdoored. And so instantly Nicole Franzel's freaking out. Like, of course.
Yeah, she's very, very panicky. She's like the chihuahua in the house. She's just always shaking.
So then after this, Cody is like, we have to get Janelle or Kaser backdoored. Like, they're 100% coming after us. We have to get one of them out this week. And I don't know if – oh, yeah. So he goes up. He's talking to Memphis. He's like, we have to get Janelle or Kaser out this week. Like, we have to backdoor them. And Memphis is like, I don't know, man. Like, we're good this week. We're good right now. Like, I don't think we really need to do that yet. Like, that's a big move. And if we miss, it's going to be bad. And Cody's like, dude, we need to do this. And it's very clear that Memphis is 100% just playing both sides, and everybody sees it.
It's so obvious. Like everyone can definitely tell. Like,
yeah.
By telling Cody, he put himself in such a bad spot because he has to choose. And by choosing no one, he just chose. Now, on one side of the house. By not choosing on the other side, you can kind of be like, well, I didn't think the time was right. But on the other side, with his big alliance, everyone in the alliance is like, we need this. We feel threatened.
Yeah, they are coming after literally every single person in our alliance, and you have an opportunity to take one of those people out and weaken them even more, and you won't do it. It makes no sense. So, really not much goes of this. It's just kind of Cody pushing it and Memphis being like, I don't know yet, but it gets more later on. So, next it goes to Ian's punishment, the BB All-Star Wars, where Ian has to reenact, 4 scenes?
4 scenes.
4 scenes of a movie that Big Brother has created about him being in space. What was his name? Dirk Space Jammer.
Jammer.
Honestly, that's not too bad of a punishment. Like, it would get annoying, and especially at night when he has to wake people up.
Yeah, it's a lot worse than Janelle's punishment, who just had to wear an outfit.
True. Yeah.
Ian has to. He's doing it all day long. It seems he's like, he has to keep going. If he doesn't get it right in quotation marks,
do it again.
It doesn't matter what you say, you're not going to get it right. So you may be doing 20 takes of something.
Yeah. And I'm glad that Ian got this one because Ian's always a really good sport about punishment.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm sure he's like playing it up and he's loving it. Like,
in every single scene that they showed that compilation there, he was high energy and doing it, even if he was alone. If you had every single time you see anyone else doing a punishment, they're the Dark Space Jam, Lord Dirk. I mean, they're just
he's like
going through the motions,
sword and
jumping on the ground.
So I'm glad Ian has it because he's at least going to give it some effort, as dumb as it is. But basically, that's all. That's his punishment. It's all week, I guess.
Which I always love. I love the punishments that they they have to wake everybody up at night. I love the ones where people lose sleep.
he's like, I'm so sorry, but I need one person. Just can you do this for me real quick? And it's just like someone sitting there, like has 2 lines. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would be really annoying if you're on the other end of that.
I wonder how him doing his punishment may affect him, his social game in a sense, where if people will be like, "Oh man, it sucks for him," or he's bonding with people in some way over this.
Yeah,
I wonder
how
that would be.
Everybody's being a really good sport about it. So
yeah, I wonder if it'll help him though in terms of like you sit down and you're reading scripts with somebody. So as soon as you finish reading scripts, all right, let's talk game.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've not seen much of that, but it could be happening. I'm not 100% sure though. So then we go to Tyler, and Tyler tells Memphis that he has heard that Janelle knows that them 4 work together. So instantly Memphis knows that Cody went and told.
Yep.
Because Tyler immediately ran up and was like, "What's going on? Like, something's gotta go."
Yeah, I don't know if Cody told them not to tell Tyler or not to tell Memphis that like it came from Cody, or that they heard the exact story.
Yeah.
But he probably should have if he didn't, and then just be like, "Hey, everybody, go say we want Janelle out." That's probably what they should have done. But
yeah, so it's who is it up there? It's Christmas, Tyler, Nicole Franzel, and Memphis.
Yep.
And
Cody and Tyler.
Even Christmas is like, if they're coming after 4 of the 6 of us, we have to do something. Like, we have to get one of them out. And they're all 3 sitting up there like Memphis. We have to backdoor Janelle or Kaser. We have to get one of them. And Memphis is just pushing back, like, no. And you can tell Tyler's getting very agitated. And he's like, I mean, do you want me to play for the veto? And he's like, I mean, do what you got to do. He's like, all right, I'm gonna try for it. And Memphis is like, I'm gonna try too. So you can kind of tell that things are starting to break apart, and Memphis is gonna be left out to dry, basically.
Yeah, Memphis is gonna be left alone on that side of the house.
And he's 100% doing it to himself. Like,
absolutely, yeah. Which, especially if next week if they really get a sour taste in their mouth over Memphis, what just one of those 4 need to do is be like, Memphis told me to Janelle and Kaser. Memphis told me that your guys are coming after the 4 of us, and we're not all working together. Be like Nicole could go up to him and be like, maybe it would even help her and Janelle's relationship. Yeah. Me, Cody, and Memphis were working together. I don't want to work with Memphis anymore. He told, or just something like that, or be like
anything. Just throw it out that Memphis is definitely playing both sides, and then get everybody against him, which I think people are already almost there. Like, we got to get him out of here because he's just not good. So that's about it. Like, everybody literally in that entire
Give me 1 second. I got to...
Oh, all right. More light. You just got to get a little more light.
I'm good for it.
I
was looking... I was starting to look kind of high, so I needed to get a better lighting. I was looking real bad.
So, from there we go to the veto players being picked. And we have Memphis picking first, and he picks... Who we got? Who did he pick?
Memphis... I don't know. We had Nicole, David, Memphis, Tyler. Who else is even in it? Nicole, Memphis.
Memphis picked Ian. Nicole picked Tyler. Nicole picked Tyler. David picked Nicole Franzel. There was no house guest choice. Right. They were just the chips were drawn. And so the veto starts, and he comes out, and it's like after midnight, which never happens because normally Big Brother After Dark is a thing. So like whenever it's like at night, they used to be live on TV for the live feeds, so they could never do competitions at night, like late at night. So literally all day, everybody was waiting to play, and they're like, "What is going on? What is going on?" And then it was like literally 12:30 or 1 in the morning, and it was like 3 or 4 Eastern time when they played the veto. And so they go out, and the veto is they have to stand in the middle of their star, hold this thing with a ball in the center. And they said after it, like those balls and those like that thing they were holding were actually like super heavy. And they're like, there's no way a girl could win this. Like even like a small guy could not win this. Like it was definitely built for like a strong guy. Like it wasn't easy. And for me, I get those competitions have to be there, but like I feel like at some point, especially as Big Brother evolves, like they should like scale it as like the person who it is. Does that make sense?
You mean like who's competing?
Yeah, so like Nicole Anthony's should be lighter than Memphis's.
I don't. I don't
like,
think so. I think everyone should be the same because everyone has advantages in every comp and everyone has disadvantages in certain comps.
Maybe. Yeah.
So I think it's only everyone. Yeah, which I love the veto comp. Doing it at a different time, breaking that normal thing. Veto comps are never endurance comps. So I love the fact that they did an endurance veto comp. The holding the thing looked super heavy. I thought I was like, that thing looks heavy.
Yeah, so, and they said like even the ball was super heavy. So like the whole thing was heavy. So like it was definitely catered toward the guys. And honestly, I thought David was gonna win that.
I mean, I didn't have an opinion. I thought Tyler was gonna win because typically in endurance comps you have your littler people tend to do the best.
Yeah.
But so, with it being as heavy as it is, then it changes it a little bit.
That's definitely what changed it. So Nicole Anthony was out first. She lasted maybe like 45 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah, she said 20 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't long. Then we had Nicole Franzel out, which again just girl after girl, and then the small guys start going. So Nicole Franzel didn't last much longer than Nicole Anthony, and then Ian actually did better than I thought he would. He lasted long, but then you could tell he was just like, it's not worth it for me to win this thing, so he just literally just let go and dropped it. He was like, "This is
there's no reason for him to even give too much of an effort."
Up here. Yep. So then it gets to David, and again, I thought he was doing good, and he was like, literally takes his eyes off to look at Memphis for 5 seconds and drops, and it's like, dude, like, you're on the block, you need this to stay in the game. Just focus on yours. Don't focus on anybody else. Just worry about you. Like, you're not gonna be able to control him. And then he starts screaming, and it's like, dude, like, you're not gonna fool anybody. At least he's trying. But like,
I like the screaming thing. That's me when I play basketball. I'm yelling and screaming. People are shooting. I want to get in their head a little bit. So I didn't think it was too much of a rookie move. I thought it was a decent attempt, even if it doesn't work. In a game of focus, if you can break someone's focus for a second while not losing your focus, it can be very beneficial.
True, but then clearly doesn't work out for him, and he drops. So it's down to Tyler and Memphis, and honestly, it could have gone either way.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like Memphis was doing better. Not much to it. It's just kind of Memphis was the better man on the night.
Memphis got it. So Memphis wins the power of veto, and they all get back in. Nicole's crying in the storage room like, I'm an all-star. I should have done better than this.
I'm so embarrassed.
Like, no. Like, you did great. And she's like, it's not that I'm mad. It's just I'm embarrassed. And like, it's like, I mean, you're a little mad. You're a little.
Oh yeah. Well, it's either she gets mad a lot or embarrassed a lot. Like in last season when she was on, she always cried saying, "I'm not mad. I'm just embarrassed." Yeah. So I think it's kind of how she's always. She gets embarrassed pretty easily.
Yeah, true. It's just
which, to be fair, dropping in 20 seconds is embarrassing. I would be embarrassed. So, I mean, it makes sense to be like, oh, man, it's so embarrassing. But to take it to the level of, like, you're crying about it,
Yeah, you just got to know, like, okay, I got a campaign. I've got to stay in this game. So, then we get to Danny is upstairs talking to Memphis. And this talk actually lasted quite a long time.
It seemed like it did.
And as it progressed, like, both of them were both getting very agitated. Like, Danny could not figure out, like, why are you this dumb? Why won't you listen to us? Like, these people are coming after us. They have said they're coming after us. We are in your alliance, and you're just blatantly just like, I don't care. Like, it's such a bad move on Memphis' part because now he's going to be left with nobody.
Yeah, from the way that they initially cut into it, they cut into that on the show in the middle of the conversation, which I thought was kind of weird editing because typically on the show, even if they do cut into the middle of a conversation, it at least seems like it's starting. But right there, it even seemed like it was like middle of the conversation. It looked like it had been going on for a while, and you could tell like it was not that was one of those like yikes conversations. Like, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell that Danny's like, dude, like this is a very easy move for you to make, and you're just not doing it. Like, what is your problem?
Yeah.
So
Memphis has really missed being. He has not been very self-aware
No, and you would think, like, even his season on 10, he was the same type of player. Like, he's not going to listen to anybody. He's going to do exactly what he wants to do no matter what. And you would think he would learn from that going forward, especially being on an all-star season. Like, okay, I got to change some things up. I need to listen to the people I'm working with, and I got to go far with these people. I can't just sit here in the middle, and especially showing my cards of, like, and they know, like, you're an old-school guy. Like, clearly they're going to think that you're working with Janelle and Kaser. It's just you got to show your cards either this way. Like, you got to pick your side. You can't be like, I'm just going to sit here in the middle and do nothing.
Yeah, if you're not the HOH, go for it. Sit in the middle.
Yeah.
But when you're the HOH, you have to pick.
And
you have to pick.
When you're the HOH
and POV,
get the veto. Yeah, like if you wanted to make that move and not like get the blood on your hands,
especially
let David or Tyler win and let them do it.
Yeah, especially with the fact that it was his fault he's in that situation because he told his alliance.
Yeah.
He literally set himself up. Like, I'm just curious. Did he not think that his alliance would want, or even just Cody, did he not think Cody would want to nominate those two?
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It's like you're literally telling your alliance member, hey, this person wants you out. They're a strong competitor, but I'm not going to do anything about it. Like,
yeah.
Dumb. It doesn't make really any sense. It puts Memphis in a really bad spot going forward. Then we get the same conversation with Cody. Cody comes up and he's like, listen, we got to get one of them. And honestly, like, I get you don't want to go after Janelle because she's strong. If you miss, you're screwed. But if it were me, Memphis was like, what would you do? Like, you wouldn't do this. And he's like, if it were me, I would put up Kaser. I would backdoor Kaser and I'd be done with it. And honestly, that's still, like, just getting one of them out will help them tremendously. I'm glad they're not. I want Janelle and Kaser there. But for that side, for them to, like, not do it or for Memphis not to do it, it's baffling. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I thought that Memphis playing the whole, well, it's so scary. I don't want Janelle. Like, what if I miss? Well,
you have the votes.
And then he's also playing the, well, would you do it? Yeah, I want you to do it. I would do it.
Yeah, and Cody was going to do it last week, but they played the safety comp and won, so he couldn't. So, like,
yep. Yeah, so, like, that whole, would you, that was like, dude, you're it's just obvious at this point. Like, you're.
Very obvious. Like, it just gets worse and worse and worse as the episode goes for Memphis.
Yeah, it's
we'll see what happens tomorrow with the HOH and just see. But honestly, I think no matter who wins, I think Memphis is definitely an easy target to throw up. Especially the way he acted, because everybody feels that Memphis has been super aggressive towards everybody, and everybody's not feeling any part of Memphis. So,
yeah, I think Memphis has probably put a bad taste in everyone's mouth. They kind of nobody is feeling that man.
No, not at all. So, we get to the veto meeting, and did you find it weird that it starts and Ian has his scene right in the middle of it, which that was funny, but
he was so sweaty.
Oh,
did you see that?
Yeah, they had just come in from outside, didn't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they had just come in from outside, and he was like pouring sweat, but
yeah, he was his shirt was so covered.
But normally for the veto meeting, and I guess maybe they cut it because of Ian, but normally each person gets a speech of like why they should be saved. There was no speeches. Was that weird to you?
I would assume they did do a speech. But they've done it a lot in the past where like certain weeks they just don't give a speech. Like if it doesn't seem like there's any chance of the veto being used.
Yeah.
Which this week there was supposed to be a chance of a veto being used. So at least maybe focus on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was weird that there was no speeches. I wrote that down. But yeah. Clearly, Memphis does not use it. He's like, I nominated you guys. I'm just keeping it the same. So, I'm sorry. That was basically it. Which, again, really stupid on Memphis' part because now everybody's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, he's the low man in his alliance. Probably low man in the house. He doesn't have an ally anywhere with the exception of Janelle and Kaser. And I don't even know how they feel about him.
I really don't even think that's true. But, so then at the very end, Nicole's in the DR, and she's like, listen, it's time for me to be ruthless. Like, I got to come out. I got to compete. I got to work. Like, all bets are off. I'm gonna just explode. And this is telling of what's to come with kind of her and Janelle and Kaser and that side of, like, she just doesn't read the game at all well. Like, at all. And I'm hoping we see it tomorrow. I don't really want to say too much right now, but tomorrow I feel like we're going to talk about that a lot because it's just really dumb.
Yeah, based on what I've been hearing you guys talk about, it seems like tomorrow's episode is going to be a fire show.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I'm hoping they show a lot of it, and then I'm hoping we get an interesting HOH because I think there could be definitely some things going on there. So if that's all you got, that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I have is I think the Alliance of Six need to start maybe plotting Memphis's downfall, getting rid of him potentially,
Yeah.
but doing it very down low because Memphis could easily blow them all up and then save himself by doing that. So they need to work on getting rid of him in some way, whether that be throwing a competition to Janelle or which Janelle probably the wrong one, but throwing it to like David or something.
Bailey or Davon.
Yeah, just try to get someone who wants Memphis out to get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Memphis will be a number. But for how long, he kind of seems like a wild card.
How long? And he's definitely a wild card. You don't know where he's at, and you can definitely tell he's playing the middle, so he's doing whatever's best for him. He doesn't really care about anybody else, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's pretty tough for that. And yeah, that's all I got. I'm just gonna go play with the dogs.
All right, well, thanks for listening. If you want to watch this, record these live, we go live after the episode, about 30 minutes in, 25 minutes in, at twitch.tv/reality rundown. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like it, leave a comment if you like. Talk about how good Holman's hair looks.
That's right.
We're also on Spotify, Google Podcast, Google Play. I'm not sure what it's called. We're trying to get on Apple Podcasts. Don't know how that goes. We're just kind of waiting to be approved. So just appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you tomorrow.
Chick-fil-A, if you want to give us a sponsor, we'll take it. I'm representing. All right. Peace.